Hey guys, hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are doing good. So today we have Asanda. I almost said the same name. We have Asanda with us, man, and she's gonna be sharing her story to how she went into medicine and her experience so far. So before we jump into this video, I'd like to thank you for coming through, man. I really appreciated it. She came from far, guys. I didn't know.
I really didn't come that far, guys.
It is.
Guys,
from far,
it's literally 10 minutes away, and he's saying it's far.
for me, it is.
It really isn't. It really isn't.
It's the thought that counts. But anyway, we can jump into it. So, for the first question I have for you, can you maybe tell us about yourself?
Okay, hi guys. My name is Asanda. I come from KZN, so Pietermaritzburg. I'm the oldest of one sibling. And I was of one sibling.
I was about to ask when you maybe.
I'm oldest of one little sibling. From a family of four. We're very small.
Okay.
Like, we're a very small family.
Family of four.
Family of four. Before it was like a big family, then things happen. Now we're a family of four. So I finished my matric, I believe it was 2021. Yeah, 2021 I matriculated. Then my first year, 2020. Wait, what year is it?
It's 2024. Wait, before maybe you could jump into the university experience. How was high school for you? Where did you go to high school? Do you want to give them a shout out?
Shout out to Dundee High. I'm not coming back there to visit y'all.
Why? I feel the same about my high school. But like, what are your reasons?
No, there's just no reason. I don't like, that whole thing of reminiscing of who I was.
Sure.
It's not my vibe. But shout out to that high school. It was really good high school. Shout out to Mr. Calbrick. That was my life science teacher. He inspired me to be into medicine.
Nice.
So high school was really, it was good. It was good in terms of academics. Friend-wise, it was also great. I was just like not a very shy person. I would say I was very nonchalant most of the time. I was just doing what I had to do and moving on with my life. I wasn't no prefect. I didn't do sports. I did sports in primary and I stopped.
Sure.
Because I started getting injured. I was like, So, like, it was really good. Like, I really enjoyed high school, but I don't think I would like to go back. I don't think I'd like to go back, but high school was really great. It really, I don't know, I feel like high school really solidified the person I am today.
Okay.
Like, it really built me. I feel like the friend groups I had, they steered me in the right direction on what type of friend groups I should look for in uni. Because we still are friends, still communicate. One is in UJ, one is in Viz. So, like, we're really doing well for ourselves. So I really enjoyed high school in that aspect. But, high school has dramas, but,
That you don't want to mention.
That you don't want to mention, but otherwise everything is good.
Everything
is good.
Nah, that is cool then. And then from maybe what age do you want to study medicine? Or you decided I want to be a doctor?
The story, luckily I have, the sob stories. So,
let's hear them out. Should we get tissue ready? Okay.
Luckily I have a sob
We
story.
won't cry.
We won't cry. So,
it's okay.
my biological dad died when I was 7, right? My mom didn't tell me what he was sick with, but I remember he was critically ill. I remember rolling my eyes out. And I was like, me being a dramatic kid, I was like, I never want anyone to experience this again. And I kind of ran with that idea of being like a doctor, because my mom was also very ill during the time. She just had a lot going on mentally, physically. She just lost a husband. She has to raise 2 kids. So my sister doesn't know my dad because she was like very young at the time. So yeah, from there, I'm the type of person with, the moment I have one goal, I run with it. I run, because I never saw myself in any other degree but medicine. Yeah, so, and then we get to, how did we get? Yeah.
Sure.
So,
Why push yourself? Okay, let me be positive.
Please don't scare the people. Like, why put
I'm
yourself?
not never gonna.
Yeah, don't be like, why would you risk your life being in medicine?
Become doctors, guys.
Become doctors. We need more doctors.
Okay, yeah.
So, what is it? I'm still getting confused when I matriculated. Let's say 2021. Okay, so.
Why is that confusing? Is it maybe the COVID thing?
Oh, I think it's the COVID thing that's confusing
Yeah.
me. Oh, for some reason I'm skipping 2022 for some odd reason. Yes,
Okay.
2022 was my first year.
Sure.
Then yeah, we're here where we are.
Okay.
So I think it was 2020. Yes, I was in grade 11. So now I'm being serious about wanting medicine. My mom was really against it because she was like, it's gonna take too long.
Yeah.
And you know, we did have people like in our neighborhoods who were studying for medicine, and usually, you know, they end up dropping out. So my mom was really worried.
Really?
Yeah, my mom was really worried about my mental health. How would it be in such a hectic career field? But I went for it. So grade 12 came about. I applied. So I applied to SMU, UKZN, what is it? UFS and UP. Weirdly, UP was my last option.
Sure.
Like,
Why is it that people coming to UB don't?
UP was my last option. SMU was, I really wanted to go to SMU because I had friends in SMU, like they were doing well. So I was like, SMU might be the one. So I applied. And then UP, like during third term. So
Okay, wait, can I just interject?
Yeah.
Ask something. Are you comfortable maybe sharing how the marks look like?
yeah,
In grade 12,
I can share
grade
that.
11?
The marks in grade 11 were great. So I think I had an average of 80 something% at the end of the year.
Nice.
So I was really setting myself up really well for the upcoming year because I really relaxed matric. Like I had worked too hard grade 11. So I was like, let me relax just this one.
Sure.
Like matric came, it was good, and then third term came. So our school had their own system of setting papers, right?
Mhm.
So we were really used to that system, and then third term they started introducing us to how, you know, the department arts papers. That's where reality kicked in, and I really had to stand on business. So I studied, matric came out, matric went well. I think I had 5 distinctions of 7 subjects and 2 70s.
Can you mention maybe the distinctions?
It
And the
was
270s?
I did creative arts because I was not doing accounting.
Sure.
So that was my first distinction. I did is Zulu, second language. That was first additional language. That was also a distinction. Life science was a distinction. I believe maths was a distinction, and then obviously life orientation was the last one.
Why does everyone say obviously with life science?
I mean, life orientation you could fail it throughout the whole 3 terms, but then if you really try for the last one, you can literally pass it. So that's what I'm saying. Obviously, so that went well in terms of that. So third term is where things really started hitting the fan because I get an acceptance letter from UP. I'm like, what?
Nice.
What do you?
Oh, it's not nice.
You see why?
Bad.
I get an acceptance letter from UP. They're like, congrats, you've been admitted. I'm like, admitted in third term? I'm like, wait. I go to read what degree is it for? Firstly, so when you're applying for UP, you put like a code, right, for what degree you want to put for. That was for when I was applying. So the code for medical science and medicine happened to be very, very similar.
Okay.
So what did my dumb self do? I accidentally applied for medical science.
And that it's medicine.
Sure. I see in the transcript it's saying BSc. I'm like, this can't be.
Can't be medicine, yeah.
I'm like, this can't be. Like, you know, like when you're in high school, you don't really know how degrees work. You know, you don't know what's their codes, how they work. So I'm like, no, maybe is that what they call medicine these days? And then I look at the duration of the degree, and I see 3 years.
Can you?
I was like, oh my god.
Can't be medicine.
I'm like, I screwed up. So I didn't tell my parents, and then SMU had a glitch during my year 2021 where they sent out like whoever had applied for medicine. It was like, you've been provisionally accepted. So I thought I was safe.
Sure.
And it was like
It's a mistake.
it was a mistake, and they sent it, and they're like, oh no, if you received this and you didn't have your details, that means it was a mistake. And now I did not have my details, so it was a mistake. So now UKZN is like, we're full. UFS had accepted me for forensic, and I was about to go to forensic, but I didn't have residence at UFS, so I was like, okay. SMU, they ghosted me, and I was like,
sounds true.
yo, they left me like in blue tick. And my parents wanted to do a walk-in. I'm like, oh, but then they were also like, no, it's fine, you've been accepted in UP, because I had already told them. And then I wait. Firstly, before I told them, I told my cousin. So my cousin is also in UP studying medicine. Like he's in his final year. Yeah, he also lives here. I'm sure you know Elise.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's my cousin.
That's your cousin.
That's my cousin.
Nice, man.
So I told him first because he had done a transfer too. So from BSc to medicine. So I told him first about my conundrum that I made a mistake, and yeah, he was like, yo, you have to drag that out. I was like, okay. He was like, drag it out. Sure. I was like, cool. So I think it was 2 nights before the matric results were released. So my mom is basically having 3 strokes at the same time because she's stressed. Everyone in the household is stressed about how the results are going to look. Okay, so in the midst of that stress, I come to my mom. I tell her I have a confession, and I tell her I'm not accepted for medicine. You can imagine how that.
After you got that whole time.
You can imagine how that was. I got a yelling from my dad. So my dad, I'm saying my stepdad. Okay. So my mom got remarried. Okay. So I got a yelling from my dad. He was like, when are you gonna take life seriously? Oh, he let me have it, but I had to, like, I took it in. And so the results were released, yada yada, I passed, whatever. Now we're stuck with where am I gonna go? Okay, cool. My mom just said, sit it out. And I was like, no, I prayed about it. I did everything I could, and like I just had this thing in me where I went, just go try to do like the mid-year transfer because my cousin had already done it. I was like, let me try.
Yeah.
So I think it was like a week, and it was like 3 days before I had to move into my rest in like Hatfield. So I used to live in Madelleaf. So I accepted everything within those 3 days. I was like, okay, cool, medical science, whatever. Sure. The rest, whatever. I accepted everything. And now I'm telling my parents 3 days prior, before we need to get to the rest, I'm like, I'm going to UP. So we scrapped. My parents had enough. Oh my God.
You were stressing them.
My parents had enough of my nonsense, to be honest.
So wait, how long did you... Like you accepted everything within 3 days?
I accepted, like the rest we had already paid for. Like, okay. You know that 5,000 something to like reserve it. Yeah. But the degree I had accepted 3 days prior before it was closed.
So you had planned to sit the year out.
Yeah. And then I prayed. I don't think you understand how much I prayed. I was like, God, give me a sign. And then my grandma came to my dreams and she was like, do you believe in us? I was like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. She was like, go to UP then. Sure. And I went to UP. So 3 days, me and my family are scrambling to get everything. To get, like everything that you need to move into a res. So we get it. Okay, we come to Pretoria. Was stressed. The parents don't want to leave me because they know I hate what I'm about to do.
Sure.
Because I was not happy first year because I couldn't believe how much I had screwed up for myself. Because it wasn't even like, oh, maybe I could have been accepted. I just didn't even apply for the degree.
Yeah.
So it was just like a big oopsie for me. So I went through first year, didn't go to class. In fact, I was kicked out of class at some point.
Wait, before you get into that, this was 2022.
Now we're in 2022 first year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You got kicked out of class for what?
Yes. In fact, I was being kicked out of class. Like, that's how hectic it was. I remember I got kicked out of MLB because I didn't answer a question and
Really?
I never came back. So I was doing most of that degree of medical science in my room. I was depressed.
Sure.
I wasn't gonna make. I had given up. I remember I was at home, so I scrambled throughout from February all the way to like June, and then the coming semester is where you can determine if you've been transferred.
Sure.
I remember I was at home. I was depressed. I remember my dad was just ironing in his room. I come in his room crying. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you haven't been accepted." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I don't know. I'm just stressed." He's like,
Yeah.
So now the whole house is like in shambles because I'm in shambles. So I'm sitting watching Umvango, and then I get an email. They said I've been accepted.
I'm sure you screamed.
It was one of the greatest news I've ever heard.
Sure.
So the whole house was in jubilation. I called my cousin. Like, we were all so happy.
Nice.
But what I didn't realize is I was depressed from the previous degree because I had overworked myself so much that when I had gotten into medicine, I didn't feel as happy as I thought I would have felt. I thought all of my problems would have disappeared.
Sure.
Everything that I felt was burdening me would have disappeared. And
Yeah,
when I had gotten that, you've been accepted to medicine. But it just carried with me. And I realized that it really carried me when I was in second year last year. So I cruised by second semester medicine. So I'm in medicine now. It's good. So I'm coming into confidence in second year that, I went through what I went through and I'm here. I can do anything. So second year, we have two very hectic blocks. Anatomy and physiology.
Yeah.
Block 3. So anyone who's in UP knows that block 3 is one of the worst modules ever. So at first I did well in the first test. I'm like, okay, cool, we're trying. And then it caught up with me. The burnout. The burnout caught up immediately. So it was a burnout and not foolproof study methods. Because I'm using study methods that I used from high school.
Sure.
They got me to the transfer. They got me through medicine first year. So I assumed that they were bulletproof. But when I got into physiology, I realized that no, I did not know how to study. And I only realized this when I had to repeat those modules. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Need to get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Sure.
So, okay, cool. I go through this hurdle of a block. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Cool. I managed to I was struggling so much. I didn't even think I'd write the exam. So I wrote the exam, didn't pass the exam. So we write our subs at the end of the year. Last year we used to write them at the end of the year.
What was the exam?
For block 3.
For block 3, okay.
Yes. So didn't pass the exam, so had to go to subs. So end of the year, right?
Sure.
Cool. And then most of me still reeling from me having to write a sub when I've never written a sub before. Anatomy comes in, and the thing is, the blocks are so close to each other that if you're not in a good mental space for one block, the second block will be affected.
Sure.
And I learned that the hard way I was affected, but boom, sub for anatomy. Cool. So I go through a whole healing arc. I remember during anatomy, I broke down in the stores back in Tulopelo, right? I'm breaking down, I can't do this. I remember my friends called my mother And my friends never call my mom.
That was serious.
Yeah, my friends never call my mom. So my friends called my mom and she's like, she's not coping. That's when my mom was driving from work. She had just came from work. Cool, my mom books me a ticket. I go back home. Like, I was gone for a week during anatomy. So I wasn't dissecting, I was gone.
Okay, so anatomy is first semester, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
So
this was okay.
So I go back home, right? I go back home. My mom was asking me, do you want to drop out? And I really did want to drop out.
Really?
Because I couldn't believe the situation I was in at the time. Like, I really didn't know what was wrong with me. And that's the thing with mental health, that you can't really pinpoint what is the problem until it's too late. So I really wanted to drop out, but then something pushed me to go back, and I went back. So already flopped anatomy, so now we're in second semester.
Okay.
So we're in second semester, things start looking up. Like, I started healing, I went to therapy, like the text therapy thing.
Sure.
So very helpful.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and then I randomly got into a book. It's called Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. You should check it out. That book really revealed a lot.
What is it about? Maybe you can help someone.
So the book is separated into 3 chapters, right? It's one of those books where it's not gonna tell you how to get through things. It's more of a book that gives you experiences and how the people in those experiences dealt with it. And it's up to you what you take from that book, honestly. It's up to interpretation, to be honest. So, I read the book. So the book is divided into 3 chapters. I believe the last chapter is failure. The second one is success. And the last one is to dream. So basically you're dreaming of what you want to be in the future, how you're gonna get to it. You're basically planning for the success, right? So it just tells you how different people, like historic figures, like it's a realistic book, how they were planning to be great world leaders and stuff, and whether it went wrong or it went right. So after you read all these people aspiring to be something, you get to the success where people are successful, they've gotten where they've gotten. So I related a lot with this book because obviously the first chapter being aspire, I did aspire to be a doctor, I did aspire to get into medicine. Okay, I'm there. That was my success. I had gotten in, I had transferred. Then I read failure. Wow, it really kicked. Because the whole book of being ego is the enemy, it comes into play like how ego affects each stage of your life. Whether you're still aspiring to be something great, you've already succeeded, or you failed at it. It teaches you how your ego really can step in the way. Like you being like a narcissist. Like there's a difference between you being arrogant and being confident. And I happened to realize I was in the latter. I was very arrogant. See me not taking seriously about my mental health back in first year, and me thinking that second year was gonna be a breeze. And I learned that the hard way, unfortunately. So I really learned how to control my ego. And this is no shade. This is something medical students really suffer from.
True.
An ego.
Really true.
An ego.
Understandably, because everyone is like, yeah, medicine.
Like, medicine. People hype up the degree.
Sure.
Too much. I mean, the degree does have a lot behind it, but I don't know. We need to start normalizing the degree because it really does affect. Trust me, it really does. It really does affect people's mentality because you could be going through something, but because people are viewing you as the smart kid who went to medicine, you might end up being in a degree that you don't want to be. Like generally, like egos will affect medical students till the end of time, unfortunately. That's like my hot take. Like I learned it from I wouldn't say this if I didn't learn it for myself. Like I saw from my own ego that it really is a lot of our downfalls, and we really don't see our mistakes until it's too late. And it's done. And for me it was already done. But before I wrote the SABs, I got injured for second semester. Fell down the stairs, obliterated my knee, and I had to go to surgery. So when I went to surgery, I had to go home, back into KZN.
Okay, wait, sorry. Can I just interject?
Yes.
Before we get into second semester. So just to sum it up, how you dealt with mental issues, mostly therapy and the book.
And the book, yes.
So mostly those two.
It's mostly those two, and also having a good support system. Like my parents, both my parents went to uni, so my parents understood that uni does get hard, unfortunately. So thing is, my parents are very cutthroat. That's the thing. Not cutthroat in a harsh way. They will tell you as it is. That cool, this happened, yada yada yada. We're sorry, but you did put yourself in the situation. And
and you did.
And I did. And it wasn't even I put myself into medicine. I just put myself into this whole conundrum of, not taking care of myself. So it really was, they really put accountability under me. And I'm very grateful that they didn't sugarcoat it. Because I don't think I would have understood the magnitude of what is going on with my life if they didn't make, me accountable for it. If they had just been oh wow, I'm sorry my child. They did do that, but then 2 days later they were 2 days later they were
who did most of that? Your mother?
My mother. My mom. Shout out to my mom.
You think mom?
My mom was like, girl, let's be real though, you didn't take care of yourself. I'm like, I didn't. I didn't care what was going on in my life. I didn't care about my health. Everything was going south, and I just didn't. My mom even brought it back into I was always like this from when I was a kid. Damn. So now she's hitting me with files that you've always been like this, and I've always hoped that you're gonna grow out of it. But now it's hitting you in uni, in real life, and you can't, and you don't know what to do about it. You need to handle it. So my mom really was a big factor on me dealing with the situation.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so we can carry on to
second semester. Now in second semester, things are looking up. I have a new mindset. I'm at the gym.
Nice.
So everything is good. Then the injury struck. Cool. So I get an injury, obliterate my knee, right? Go into surgery. So this was around September. I get injured on September. So I've already went through micro, I've already went through anapac, so passed those ones really well. So I was like, oh shit, everything is okay, it's going well, get injured. Cool. So I tore at least 3 ligaments and I can't walk. Cool. So I remember how it happened. I fell down the stairs and I saw my knee deviated. It's not my first time dislocating a body part. I've dislocated my arms, both of them twice, dislocated my thumb.
What was happening with both of them?
Oh no, I used to climb trees and just free fall.
I shouldn't be laughing.
Me as a kid, I was a very interesting kid. I don't know why I used to do that. I used to climb trees as a kid. And randomly, I didn't know how to get back down. So the logic in my head was,
just
grab the back of your head, right? And free. Grab the back of your head, because head injury. Thank you, DSTV, for teaching that. So back of the head, free fall. So I did this. Oh no, the first time though. Let me clear myself on the first time. The first time, a white boy pushed me off a swing set, not a swing set, a tree house, because he wanted to go down the slide first, and I went no. I was a very sassy kid, so I went no. I want to go down first, and I probably called him ugly or something. Because kid me was kid me.
Yeah.
Cool. And then suddenly I blink, I'm mid-air, I'm on the ground. And that's how I dislocated my arm the first time. The other 3 times was purely because of me and the tree thing.
Okay.
So the final time, my mom caught me.
Doing it?
Yeah. My mom caught me doing it. She's like, never again. Because what would happen would be, I'd do it, and then my mom would come check on me outside. You know, as a mother does, her child is playing, and then would find me unconscious on the ground, and she'd
And wonder what happened.
and she'd wonder.
So you wouldn't tell your mother you
No, I'm obviously not gonna tell her because I know she's gonna ban me from climbing trees.
Sure, and you still wanted to climb trees.
And I still wanted to climb trees, so eventually she found out I got banned from climbing trees. And that was the last time I've ever climbed a tree. Cool. And then I dislocated my thumb. That was because my sister jumped on my thumb. She was a baby at the time. I have no clue what game we were playing, but she jumped, popped out. And then I dislocated my ankle. That was also from falling down the stairs. The thing is, that one is also purely my fault.
What happened?
I fell down there, and I should have rested on the ground, but I could hear people coming from the stairs.
Ego.
So I was like, no!
That was the ego.
I was like, I cannot be seen like this. I was like, I cannot be seen in such a shameful position. Such a shameful position. So I got up, right? So when I had gotten up, I literally heard a snap. And that was my ligament snapping. And I walked home, imagine.
You walked like that?
No, I was limping. I'm like, oh, this is crazy, hey? But hey, I walked home, I get to my dad. He's like, why are you limping? I'm like, I fell down the stairs. He's like, what? And then we went to the hospital and then, yeah, I had that, I think. And then obviously now the latest addition is my knee. So, cool. Go for surgery, go back home, and then I come back because we had tests, right? I come back, we ride. And then I was like, no, I genuinely can't do this. I can't be writing SAPs because it's winter, I'm in pain, my stitches are literally popping. So I called it deuces and I went home and I decided, let me just take these 2 modules, right? Cool. But what I didn't realize is that it would still hurt me regardless of my decision for me to repeat those modules.
You mean the decision to... So wait, this was 2023, right?
Yes.
You can't write in 2023.
Yes.
You can write the 2 SATs.
Yeah, the 2 SATs, yes.
So you decided you have to come back and just do those 2.
I was like, let me just tag it out and it was really painful because even though I had clear cut came to that decision because of my health, but it still hurts because you know, seeing people celebrate, you know, like we're going into 3rd year. Oh, 2nd year was the worst year. I'm so glad I'm never getting to do it, and I have to do it again.
Yeah. How do you deal with that, or how are you dealing with that? If you are, what you talking about?
Well, I did obviously cry about it, you know, as one should, but it was like, you know, I had reached like a stage in my life where it was like, it is what it is, to be honest. Such things happen. So once again, my parents came in clutch with that support. My parents, in fact, went, we're low-key glad you're repeating because...
What?
I was like, like, excuse?
Why?
Like, we're low-key glad you're repeating. I'm like, why would you... I'm literally bawling. I'm like, why would you say this? And they're like, no, you're young, you know, like, black, black people,
they like saying that, bro.
Black people, right? Black people have this conspiracy that, you know, if things don't get messed up in the current time, they will get messed up later. Which is low-key true, though. But, so my
I don't know about that.
So my parents took it as, you know, it's better she catches her L's now than her catching it like at work or something. So I was like, hey, if that's what makes them sleep, sure. I was like, sure, do your thing. Yeah, I was really having a hard time dealing with it. Also at the same time, a few of my friends were repeating. So I did have that support. Like it's like, no offense to them. Like I had to detach a bit. Like we are very close. We live together and stuff. But it's like in terms of like I never study with them. And you'd be like, oh, wouldn't you, you know, help each other? No, I felt like I needed to make new people in the year that I'm repeating it. And which is what I did. It really did help me deal with it. to be honest, being with people who like, you know, are on the track, you know, like they started first year last year and in second year. So it really helped me facing those people more and more, because what a lot of people tend to do when they're repeating is they tend to be avoidant and they tend to ignore people that are in like the year ahead of them or the year that they're currently in. Because I know people that don't talk to their current friends that they made from like the year prior. Like, come in, you were in the same class second year, you stayed back, and now they're in third year, and you just cut them off. For me, I don't know. It's not really my vibe, to be honest, to isolate. So I feel like dealing with head on is a better approach for me. Even though, like, repeating with a straight face is one of the hardest things I've ever done. Like, with a straight... Because I wasn't really avoiding people. Like, if people saw me, they saw me. Like, hi, guys, how are you? Proceeds in my life. Because I had nothing to hide. Everyone knew what I was going through last year, you know. And I felt like it really helped me detach from what will people say. And obviously people would do talk, like... People do talk. Like, people are very insensitive out here. But I feel like me not avoiding people, me facing people head on, like, if people asked what happened, I just explain, like, hey, things happen. It really helped me deal with it. Like, really, there were days, especially when it came to tests, where I'd get super nervous. Where I'd be like, well, what will happen if I didn't learn from my mistakes? But luckily, it went smoothly the second time around. Yeah. So, yeah, it really did. It really built me up, to be honest. And it really made me detach from the career. You're probably wondering, detach from the career.
What do you mean by that?
As in, not making medicine my life, to be honest.
So now that's the case?
Now that's the case.
It's the side job.
It really isn't. Medicine truly isn't my life, guys. Like, medicine really isn't truly my life.
After the incident, though, there's always been like that.
No, after the incident. Okay. Like I realized medicine is not you as a person. Sure. Because what a lot of people face with repeating is, let's say you're a content creator, right? You've been filming your experience in second year. All of a sudden, you're repeating second year again. Sure. See what I'm saying? You've made medicine your whole identity to the point where you can't face regular situations like failing, because that's a situation that happens, because now you need to put on a facade, you know. So learning how to detach from the career really helps you as a person and to find who you are as a person. So it really helped me in the sense of, you know, like, this is my career, this is my degree, but it's not who Asanda is.
I understand.
Because that's what people tend to make like, in any degree, like whether it's actuarial, whether it's teaching, whether it's medicine, people tend to make what they're studying their lives, and that's all they are. So it really helped me, it really died down my ego. Having to detach from medicine being my life and instead of being my career. And it's been the best thing so far. It really has been the best thing so far.
Yes. That is great. I just wanted to ask, man. So okay, you said medicine is going great so far. Do you have maybe any specialities you'd like?
I'd like to do ortho. I've broken.
Maybe ortho was calling in.
I've dislocated in that. At this point, they would have to crack. The universe would have to crack my skull to get it into me to do ortho. Sure. So I've received enough signs. I've seen enough science to do ortho, and I've always wanted to specialize. GPA in my vibe, to be honest, being a GPA.
How do you know that already? Because I'm always surprised. A lot of people already know that.
I feel like there's like certain things that you can tell that this isn't for me. That's why I've met a lot of orthopedics. They're so cool. They're literally so cool.
Wait, where did you meet them?
Obviously from several dislocations. Okay. The reason I was...
You were their clients?
The reason I was the new one. So I did my operation here in Gauteng, right? So he was so cool. Like, he was so cool. Sure. And I was like, I want to be like that, to be honest. Because this man, I don't know, maybe because he knew I was a medical student, because he asked me afterwards. But he was generally so chilled, because he was like, good news or bad news? I'm like, excuse. like he was very chilled, he was very open about every day. And I'm like, this is how I want to be. I just want to be chilled with my patients, you know. Tell them like it is what it is. Hey man, you'll walk, maybe not. But you know, I know what I'm doing. Like that's the type of confidence I need. Like, and it really helped me being surrounded by so many orthopedic surgeons, like, cause they're so cool. They are so cool. So I just thought, no, you know, since I've been dislocated, I've been breaking stuff, it seems like a very cool thing to do.
Hopefully that was the last one.
Hopefully. I don't think my mother can handle another breakage.
Hopefully.
Because my sister is also following in the same footsteps.
Sure, nice is correct.
My sister has dislocated her knee too, but she didn't have to go. She was the first one to dislocate her knee. And then I had to show her how it's really done. You know, I had to show her how it's really done.
That is crazy.
So,
alright, that is.
So my sister, she broke her ribs. She dislocated her ankles, broke her knee, dislocated her knee.
What's happening?
My mom, you know, she thought that, you know, my children will probably have the same injuries, but me and my sister were having different injuries. So at this point, I was telling her, I was like, we can't get injured. Our mom can't handle this stress anymore.
Yeah, a sister meeting.
Yeah, we're like, I was like, stop. Sis, listen to me. And she's 7 years younger than me. I'm 20, so she's 13. I was like, girl, listen to me. You're still gonna get injured, but try to minimize it at least, because I don't think our mom can handle it. Our dad can, but my mom, she can't fathom another injury.
Did you matriculate early?
Yes, when I was 17.
Wait, why? You started school early?
Or
you skipped a grade?
No, my parents, like, what did they do? They admitted me when I was 5, turning 6.
Okay.
Grade 1.
Alright, now that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you have maybe any words of encouragement for someone wanting to do medicine, whether in matric?
I feel like medicine really is about a passion, man. Because we actually go through a lot. Like, that's in any degree, though. That's in any degree. Don't go to a degree just because you're good at a subject. Because you might realize you like the subject, but you don't want to, you know, dive too deep into it, you know. So I would suggest that if you really want to go into medicine, let it be a very conscious decision and think of yourself as, would you see yourself in any other degree but medicine? And if the answer is no, then it's your calling. You know, if you can see yourself doing anything else, do that instead, because medicine will take the life out of you, unfortunately, if you really don't have the passion thing down. And it really has to be a passion from within, not like a superficial one that you want to treat people, you want to see cadavers, whatever. It has to be like a thing within you, because you will lose the passion midway.
Yeah.
Midway.
Because will voice you.
You'll think I'm passionate, then midway you're like, I hate this degree, but you're still in it because you don't see yourself anywhere else. Nothing literally makes you happy about the degree, even though at some point you will lose the passion. So I really suggest you really sit down and think about it. And so all the matricies that be sending us messages over in IG, relax, enjoy matric, really enjoy matric. Pause, you know, do as well as you can, because we can only give you advice to a certain point. Each individual student has their own perspective on how matric was and how medicine is. Some people will be like, medicine has been the best from first year onwards. Some people have hiccups. So we can't all give you the same advice. So I suggest for the matricies and the grade 11s who will be DMing us that take a breather and relax. Because you might have the best results and stuff, but you might actually not even get into medicine. You might end up having to do the transfer, like some of us.
That's another 12.
That's another 12 for another day, because high school really sets you up as, you know, being the top student, but you're not even the top student, really, because obviously if you're being accepted in medicine, are you really the top student, or are you just one of the smart kids? So I really say take medicine with a salt of grain and just deal with matric for now. You'll handle it when you get here because they are still young. Some are 18, 17.
Sure.
Guys, enjoy it because when you reach your 20s, you don't have to pay for yourself.
Why are you complaining?
Sorry.
Why are you complaining earlier?
Sorry, I was thinking about the oil. I was thinking about how much oil costs. Sorry, I just thought about how much cooking oil costs
In
these
Vietnam.
days. I bought groceries the other day.
Sure.
And I called my parents to pay me back because they know.
To be back for your own groceries.
Guys, get me out here. So
It
really enjoy the year that you're in. Enjoy like the grade that you're in. You will handle everything will come in due time. I know that you are zealous. You can't wait. Ugh. But growing up really is not all
Still
that.
young.
Like you're still young. Like handle everything that you need to handle now.
Sure.
Just apply for what you need to apply for. Handle your matric, and you'll be okay.
Not true.
And also read Ryan Holiday. Really helps.
What's the book again?
Ego is the enemy. He has 3 trilogies. It's Ego is the enemy. I think obstacle is the way. So it's obstacle is the way. Ego is the enemy. Stillness is key.
Okay.
Yes, he's really good. He really helps. I think he's what did he write? He wrote another book, but it's like he's really good. Like a lot of people will know Ryan Holiday. But hey, don't read it just because you want to solve your life problems. Look for other outlets.
People want to solve their problems.
Yes, we want to solve their problems, but like sometimes you won't get the same interpretation from a book.
I understand. But they can just try it.
Yeah, they could be like for me it was inspirational. For you, the person could just be yapping. You know what I'm saying? Like so. But that's just me, guys, and my degree. So I'm finishing this module May, and I really believe that it won't give me any problems. So I'll officially be in 3rd year after.
Nice.
Hey, so that's it.
Also, if you dislocate maybe 3 or 4 times, dislocate your joints 3 or 4 times, it's a calling.
It's a calling. Don't be like, oh, I'm tired.
It's a
no,
calling.
dog. It's a calling.
Look at the positive.
Look at the positive, and then maybe you can start considering it about back targets. But look at the positive, Dad. Maybe it's your calling for auto. Cause I used to think neuro, man, neuro.
You gave it up, nah. It's not calling you.
It's not calling me. Like I haven't had enough brain injuries to do neuro. So what is calling me? Auto.
No, I understand. No. Thank you so much for coming, man. Thank you
This
so much.
is lovely.
I appreciate having you here, especially coming from far.
Guys, 10 minutes is not far.
It's far, guys.
10 minutes is far. Some people be traveling like 50 minutes to see people.
So you came. Thank you so much. Do you have any last words maybe you'd like to share?
Go to the gym.
I've seen you've been. Hey, okay, wait. We won't finish that. Thank you so much.
Go to the gym, guys. Body needs to be seen. At least if the degree is hitting, let the body look good.
Something.
Let something look good. Gym.
No,
That's all I have to say. Also, take care of yourself, guys. Much love.
Thank you guys for watching this video. You're gonna get it.
Bye.
Bye.